Hello everybody, this is Maniac for LEGO, and today we have set number 7773, Tiger Shark Attack. This is a set from Aqua Waders, a theme that was introduced in around 2007. 339 pieces, ages 7 to 12, 2 minifigures, and retailed originally for $30. $30 is a great price point for this set, containing the kind of models that you build, the pieces that are included, and the nice cool features. Let's get closer into this set now. For starters, let's take a look at the manual. I don't have the box with me, so I don't remember how the pieces were organized in the box, but the instructions usually tell you, even after having the set for many, many years. You can see it's still in crisp condition, because I've hardly used the manual after building this set. I do apologize, there may be a few pieces that are wrong throughout the building, or throughout the review. I think I missed only 1 or 2 pieces, so I do apologize. But they're very minor ones, so you guys shouldn't have to worry about it too much. I really like how in this diver theme, they got that nice ocean background. Very cool color, you know, even for a green color. Very, very nice. And this is a very, very big build. You can tell by the age, limits for it, but just by the size and how many pieces and how intricate it is, it's pretty, pretty hefty for a build, but still very well, it holds together really well. On the back you can see the Lego Club and the Shop at Home on the back of there. Nothing too special. So, pretty thick book for some pretty thick models. So, let's get on to the rest of the set. Okay, the first minifigure we have in this set is an Aqua Waders diver. There are 2 of them in this set, as I mentioned before, but they really don't have any names. You can create your own names for them, but they're all just kind of the same occupation and the same ranking. They all have the same printing on them, except for the head printing. Now, they're very unique figures, and I have many of these, so I'm very happy. I might even make like a diving squad out of them, in the after years of Aqua Waders. You can see a look on them all the way around. You got the air tank in the back. You got the goggles in the front. Nice scuba gear. Both of these divers come with a pair of flippers, which you can attach onto the bottom of their feet. I had to take them off for the purposes of showing you the figure themselves. There's a look at the helmet. Kind of a exclusive design on that helmet. There's a better look at the face. We've seen that a couple times around this year. We've also seen this in a few Viking sets. I'm not sure if there are any other themes that had that face, but it is kind of a, easy one to come by in this time period. And taking off that, we have our air tank right there. And there's a better look at the torso printing. Very nice diver outfit. I think this definitely says diver to me in terms of design on that outfit. Granted, the pants are very plain, but I still think they're okay. And on the back, you can see the Trident logo for the Aqua Waders. Same as on the front and on the helmet. Now, I'll go pretty briskly through the next minifigure since it has the same details. And we'll have the, these have the flipper pieces as I mentioned before. The only difference between them is the face. So here we have our second diver figure in the set. Again, like I said, it's the same exact printing all the way around. Kind of generic for all of these. I was still impressed, though, by their design. And there's a look at the face. We've had this since 2002 with Orient Expedition. It's been used in themes such as Aqua Waders and Mars Mission and a few others. I think a little bit in Lego City. So it's a very common face. I have a bunch of these. And, a nice face to have with this set. You can also find the faces for each of these figures in many other sets from Aqua Waders themselves. It's not too hard to find them. And this guy, I'm not going to show you him with the flippers on, because like I said, it's the same as before, and his flippers are not going to be attached for the purposes of the set. The first object that we have in this set is a small rock structure that has some seaweed on it, and a little treasure trove, some jewels, and a golden plate. Golden plates are very uncommon, and they've appeared, I think, twice in the Aqua Waders theme in total, maybe 3 times. But you don't see them much nowadays. I had to just wipe off a little bit of the dust on these. It's accumulating a little dust now and then. Very nice looking plate. I could imagine many people would want this kind of golden plate. The jewels themselves are all translucent red, white, and green. Although I may be wrong about the white in it. It might be translucent blue or turquoise. I'm just looking back in the instructions because it looked a little bit different in there. It shows in the instructions that they're translucent turquoise, kind of bluish. But on the instructions cover, it shows that it's more of a white. So that's where I might have a little bit confused it. But you are getting 3 jewels nonetheless. And still very nice little pieces of treasure for this set. Next up in our set is the Harpoon Cannon. Now this thing does not actually fire, I'll let you know right away. But it has the appearance of a harpoon being loaded in here and ready to launch. You could make shift of having a fire if you just pull it all the way out. But it's in there pretty tightly, and you also have that piece that's holding it on. So you might have to just let it stay there in place. It's a very basic build, very easy one to make. You have these 4 little legs that can turn around freely, although they are not intended to for the purposes of the set. You have a little bit of angling on this model, so you could pull his handlebar down and angle it in different directions wherever you want to shoot the harpoon. You can even angle it a little bit better this way. You might have to move the legs in a certain fashion just to get it actually moving. And you can see it has a little bit of a red sight here. I think it's a red sight. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm going to assume that for the purposes of the set. And then we have our Harpoon Cannon. Next up in the set, we have the Aqua Waders. I guess it's like a submarine, but it's also like a defense weapon. Very interesting design. I haven't seen many modern diver submarine sets look like this. It's very well done as far as the overall design. It has a good mix between the main colors of the Aqua Waders, which are which are yellow and black. They have a little bits of gray, and as you can see, it's also easy to spin around. Just because of its flat surface on the bottom. Now, again, I do apologize, it has some little bits of dust here and there, because it's been around, it's been built for a while, it hasn't been really taken apart. However, it does have one piece in the back, if you saw it before, it is a little bit loose. This tail piece, this rudder, I assume, yeah, it's a rudder, is actually broken in part of it, in the back. I think it had to do with being smashed against other pieces and maybe a little bit of tugging along that area. So I do apologize, that's broken. I have part of the piece inside of the canopy, but there's nothing I can really do as far as fixing it. Now, as far as the features in this set, we have 2 turbines in the back. You can spin them around and angle them in all different directions. Very nice to have these in here. We have these nice tubes that come along to the sides and load up these tritons. I'm not really sure if they're supposed to be tritons. I'm not really sure if they're supposed to be firing or anything, like imaginatively, because obviously as a play feature they can't be, so I would assume that they're just made to have that fearsome design. We have these little wing pieces that can angle back and forth, so you can have different maneuverabilities as far as moving the ship underwater. And of course, the thing you wanted to see most was this not Flickfire missile, but kind of like a large blaster. I'm not sure exactly what the name of it is. So you can use this as a way of defending the other diver from the tiger shark in the set. Very nice. Firing action, and well put together so you don't have the whole cannon itself moving out of place. You have it very structured so that you can just slide it right in there and shoot it when you need to. It packs a punch. And I always love those sets that have these as a feature. We also have 2 harpoon guns on the side, so you can equip these to each of your divers if you need to. You have the canopy, which can open up. I wouldn't recommend buy these 2 pieces, although it's sort of for the design, sort of for the function. It's not really something that's, sometimes it can fall off. But here we have the open canopy, where you can see on the inside we have the diver, some controls. We have this little movable computer. And here, I'll try to get a good look on the inside. Ah, there we go. Nice look at that computer on the inside. And on the back, you can actually see some of the flippers are flying around. There's one of them in the back corner, and one of them right in front of the diver itself. Also inside of there, right behind the diver, I have the small plastic piece that was part of the rudder. Now, this has enough room in here. What I really like about this, it has enough room in here that you could fit the diver without taking off his accessories. So if he needs to escape the ship, he doesn't have to gear up or anything. He could just swim right out. And, that's kind of a neat function. I bet that you could probably mod this quite a bit and, move this diver forward and then fit another diver behind there to make some really cool features. That happens a few times where it just pops out like that. But no worries, just fit this right back on. There are no stickers in this set, may I add, so it even makes it much better as far as designs. These are printed Trident pieces, and on the back we have these printed exhaust pipelines. I'm not sure exactly what their purpose is. The computer is printed, and there is a look at the bottom of the set where it has some nice shape to it. That's why we had a flat, we were able to spin around easily because we had this flat surface on the bottom. And you can actually see, I don't talk about this too often, but you can see one of the 1x6 Technic bricks is of a different type than the other ones. This one has holes inside of them, whereas these do not. So that's kind of interesting. And I don't criticize about that very often as far as like the slight differences between pieces in sets, but I thought that was a little interesting to look at. We also have a couple other interesting pieces on here, such as these black clipped-on pieces. You might have seen that before. We also had this piece in the back from Technic and Bionicle. Very good for shaping around the engine. So, very cool looking sub and very well functioned for blasting away sea creatures. And we also have the antenna on the back. I forgot to mention, that has a big tendency to fall off. Because it's just on one stud, and I guess it really it wasn't made to attach to anything else, but it's still a nice idea on it, but it's still a cool ship without that. So there we have a look at the sub. Dun, 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 dun. So here we have our Tiger Shark of the set, the namesake, in fact, Tiger Shark Attack. Again, it has a few pieces of dust on it because it's been in storage for a long time, but it still maintained a very good amount of pieces. It's a few that fall off here and there, but it's no big deal, and there are very few times where it falls off. Just looking at it, it's just awesome. Very good size for the kind of, detail and, maneuverability that could be put into a Lego shark. Although it's very much out of scale from what a Lego minifigure would encounter underwater, you could treat it as some sort of mutant shark, or if you're a creator fan that doesn't really care as far as scale goes when it comes to Lego pieces, you could treat this as a, normal sized shark and take a look at all of the parts of it. I don't know if this would classify it as a great white shark, since it's white on the bottom, but it says in the set it's tiger white, or tiger shark, not tiger white. It's a tiger shark, so we'll treat it as a tiger shark. I don't really know my sharks, though. Very good design on this. Just looking all the way around, we only have one printed piece, and that is the eyes and kind of the top of the mouth in this large piece. Very nice, and they've been used multiple times for different sharks in Lego history. Ones of this kind of size, that is. I believe a while ago I made a comparison video between this shark and the one from Atlantis, so you can check out that video to see more as far as a comparison between other sharks. On the bottom we have these nice red area to kind of show off the gums and maybe a little bit of blood, but I don't think that's the purpose of it. More like the gums of the shark, and they hold in those nice teeth. Very good wide range for opening up the mouth and, you know, having some real fun action with this. It has a little bit of snapping action because when you close this, it actually touches upon a few pieces on the bottom. These little red 1x2s get hit a little bit with the teeth. So you can have like a little snapping action. They also have the 2x2 on the bottom here with some holes in them, so that when you put the teeth all the way up here, it gets very close to the 2x2 piece. So they can kind of sink in to the mouth. Very, very cool in its design. Next part that we have the head that can tilt back and forth. It's put on a small joint in the middle. You can see there's a little space right there. And if we pull this apart, you can see, even as I try to pull it apart, you can twist it around so you can have a little bit of difference in design. Unfortunately, at this moment, I've broken this in half just by twisting it, and it's not something that happens often, but did not expect that to happen right now. You could have a little bit of tilting action with this. You could have a curve off to the side to give them a little bit of direction and interesting looks around the ocean, trying to find some prey and maybe looking more fearsome. The fins on both sides can move up and down. They're all on joints, once again, so they won't be moving freely. You also have a little bit of layer in here, a little bit more texture. Probably wouldn't be the gills, because that would be more towards the head. So I won't say anything as far as that goes. And this back section is all built as one giant thing, attached in between here, and there is a reason for this space. There are a couple flexible pieces in here, as you see I pulled this out. There are a couple flexible pieces inside of there that are used from time to time. Now the idea for this set is, as you move the shark back and forth, you can have the tail wagging almost a little freely. Even if you're tilting the head, it'll do that just by tilting. See how the back can shake very easily. You could also just hold it in place and try to wave it around like so. Let me see if you can see that in comparison to the rest of the body. I also like how a large piece is used on the top for this part to try to make up the tail, and also the nice pieces that are used to make the tail fins. Very nice ones. I always enjoy these pieces in LEGO sets. And there it is from the bottom again. It's a very nice looking shark. Very cool for the kind of features it offers. Minuscule, but still kind of realistic. You know, the kind of ways that a shark might act while, you know, searching the ocean depths. Now, I want to say one thing. It does not have the same posability as on the instructions. As you see right there, it has the head tilted a little bit towards the body. Although, due to the joints on here, it does not have that capability. You can't actually picture it exactly like it's shown on the box. That's more of like a computer design. So, you probably figured that by now. It's not able to do that. Very nice looking shark. Overall, I believe this is one of my favorite Aqua Waders sets from the entire theme. And I can say this with certainty because I have almost all of them, with the exception of the two largest sets that were released in the theme. The crab. There was a crab set, and then there was like a giant octopus set. Those two I don't have, but everything below them, I have quite the collection of Aqua Waders. It was a fun theme to collect, and for this set particularly, it's a really cool model that was well advertised in the Aqua Waders theme. For $30, this is impressive as far as the kind of features that it has for both the shark and for the submarine. You get some nice accessories such as the Harpoon Cannon and the treasures. I said that the shark was kind of minuscule in its features, and you know what? I don't think that's actually that bad. I mean, I forget in the comparison video whether I thought this one was better or the Atlantis one. This one definitely feels more realistic, though. Not in comparison to the minifigures, because it's much larger than would be expected on a minifigure world, but in terms of looking like a shark and feeling like a shark, it definitely has a lot of great features. Well put together, and easy to maneuver, so you could have a lot of fun with it. Again, the submarine has a great design to it, very unique in comparison to some other vehicles in the Aqua Waders series. The Harpoon Cannon, I don't think too much of it, but it is an actually cool design, because again, we don't get something like this in other sets. So I appreciate the originality as far as this set goes. Definitely separates itself well from some of the other Aqua Waders sets. And there is no other set that this shark is available in. Not even like a slight change to it. This is the only set in the Aqua Waders series that features a shark, because they all feature different types of sea creatures. So this one is very cool to have a shark in it. And again, I gotta say, the price point is well worth it. It's a very fun play set. It's a good size for the kind of models that you're building. Good use of figures and pieces. If you were going to pick up any kinds of diver sets, especially in the Aqua Waders years, or should I say year, because it was only 1 year for this theme, I would recommend this set almost entirely, like above any other set that I've owned. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more LEGO set reviews. I didn't blow his mouth out. Oh wait. Wait, let me just pull it away. His jaw's out of line. Very nice. He's not gonna eat for a while.